Alright guys, lost the message. Shush. Some people excited.
Message received.
That being said, my people, I just need to let you know as well that in today's video, remember this is not going to be an easy job, and inshallah we're going to get onto it. I already recorded it so far, but just to let you know, it's going to be a difficult job, and essentially there is no easy way to make money. Essentially, wallahi, don't let no one con you. Remember, everything a lot of the times does require a lot of struggle, and there is that of the hadith of Prophet ﷺ, which is when speaking about a person whose income's haram, he says wa mat'amuhu haram wa mashrabuhu haram wa malbasuhu haram wa ghudhiya fil haram anna yustajaba lahu, or kama qala Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, or close to what the Prophet said, where essentially if a person's income's haram and essentially his food is haram, his drinks haram, his clothes haram, because they all came from haram income, haram sources, and he was nurtured upon haram, does that person then think that when he makes dua, Allah's going to answer it? So again, just bear that in mind, and remember it's going to be difficult. Don't do no rug pulls, no pump and dumps, no crazy enticing things nowadays. But inshallah, let's get on to today's video. Peace. Now, as a medical student trying to self-fund his degree at one of the best universities in London, trust me when I say finances can be a craziness. And so trying to save up the amount relevant so you don't have to take out that of the student loans, I'm waiting on the government to implement that of the kaful model. Am I saying it right? I don't even know what that is, but apparently it's some interest-free halal model, you know, so for us Muslims. A lot of the times I've had to work as that of a labourer at a construction site or a steward at one of the best football clubs in the world. Am I making the Arsenal fans happy? And so trust me when I say there's no shaitan hot girl summer. It's just summertime is work time, especially as a medical student. So let's actually get on to today's video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And so guys, I hope you're doing fantastic. That being said, inshallah, do say Allahumma barak in today's video. I'm not looking to lose all my jobs, and right now I'm not working in construction, so I am sort of giving the tip so that if I do get evil-eyed on the construction job, don't lose it because I don't have it. But that being said, wallahi, trying to get a job in this summer is so difficult. Don't even want to mention the C word for multiple reasons, but on top of that, there's just so much supply and not enough demand. But inshallah, I'm going to give you the tips and I'm going to explain what this video is about. And so in today's video, I'm going to address what do you actually carry out in that of doing construction, how to get qualified, how much you guys get paid. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh yes, let's see how much he earns. A lot of you guys are naughty shaitans, so that's what you guys are. So say Allahumma barak nonetheless. You see what I'm saying? And guys, just a few caveats before today's video. You're not going to be making thousands a month. Just know that. Obviously, a lot of people do know that. Some people think you're going to be making 4 or 5k a month. You're dreaming. I know there's that video, but honestly I wish I could earn that much, but remember there's like 1,460 hours in a month, and so when I mention $4,000 once in dollars, so it's less in pounds, and I'm talking about the number of hours that you will be able to work to earn that much. So on top of that, inshallah, in the summer you will be kept busy, and that's essentially the aim, because a lot of us that are 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, I'm not speaking for myself at the moment necessarily, but a lot of us we're roasting, and so if shaitan gets a hands on us, then we're finished. And that being said, we move swiftly on to today's sponsors. They're not sponsoring me, I just feel like the initiative is really good. It's by the name of My Tezkiyah. My Tezkiyah is probably one of the best institutions that I've seen when it comes to handling that of porn addicts. Now for a lot of you guys, when I mentioned that, you probably felt a little bit uncomfortable, and it's normal, but just to mention statistically, a lot of people that are necessarily watching this video as well are suffering from this issue. Some people 10 years, some people 5 years, some people 2 years, but they suffer in silence, and there's this perception that we can't, or a lot of people can't go get help, and you definitely can. And it isn't the same as exposing your sin, because you are actually seeking help in this capacity. A drug addict, he's gonna go seek help, he's gonna go to rehab, but nowadays a lot of us, we're very shy. Well, I remember, how are you scared of the people and you don't want to rectify yourself when you go to see Allah, or are you gonna make sure that when you go see Allah that you're a free man? And that being said, I'm not gonna bog you down in that aspect. The links in the bottom down below, and inshallah it's a very good initiative, and it's almost supported by Ustad Yusuf, who was on Freshly Grounded, so I would say go check out that video as well, where he speaks about it in depth for an hour and a bit. Fantastic video. Inshallah do check that out, because you guys are naughty people, so you guys are repent and keep it stepping, and make sure you check out the link below if you truly want to repent, inshallah. I get no benefit out of this, wallahi. Now guys, along with mentioning the whole backstory behind why I'm making this video, I'm not going to bog you down in that. Just before we begin, I also need to let you guys know that women or girls, and necessarily people who are watching this that are female, essentially isn't the video for you. The reason why I'm saying that, and I know a lot of you guys are going to click off, you'll be like, this guy is sexist or anything like that, but trust me when I say I got hands-on experience, and that some of the people that work this job are the most, not filthiest, or those that work in a construction site, out of my own personal experience, in terms of filthy behavior, is crazy. Some people, they speak so bad of women, they talk about finishing women in a different sense. You know, every woman that comes onto the site, they CT scan her, you know what I'm saying? They fully, you know what I'm saying? So again, I wouldn't encourage this at all, especially if you're a Muslim sister. I really wouldn't advise this. Never mind talking about the biological aspects of men being stronger than women, but again, there are obviously women that are stronger than me, bigger than me, all that sort of stuff. That's just something that I need to get off my chest before we begin, because I don't want to do people a disservice, especially as a sister's messaged me trying to get into construction. I had to tell her the nice way. So let's carry on with today's video. Essentially, there are timestamps at the bottom so you can dance around, and on top of that, there should be a time bar on each section at the top that inshallah ta'ala should keep you attentive. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. And haters, double hit the dislike button just to make sure you're sure. And for the Muslims behind here, please do like it, because I'm going to be waiting right now. Like it, please. Like it. Alright, let's actually begin today's video. Let's go. Now guys, one of the first things you need in order to work on a construction site is that of a CSCS card. Now a CSCS card is essentially a level 1 in that of health and safety on a construction site. Now essentially this qualification determines that you are fit to work on a site. So if you do have it and you do turn up, you will be allowed to work on a construction site. Now I know that seems a little bit basic, but without it, if you get injured, then you may not, essentially there will be a whole case about it because you haven't been training, you've been allowed on site. And so you have to go get the license, inshallah. Now the place that I got the license was that links training. The good thing about it is that it isn't too expensive. Now when I done it, it was around 200 per course and £30 per card. However, now it may have bumped up and I was able to do it at 18. I think now you probably need to be 19. I don't know why that's changed, but just bear that in mind. But the reason why I say links training is because they do look after their people who apply to them, and they try to make you pass. Obviously legally I'm not going to be able to mention how they make sure you pass. You can probably infer. But they are really good, inshallah. And just breaking down the training, and essentially splits up into 2 parts: day 1 and essentially the day 2. The day 1 is a 1-day course essentially, and so you are trained on the relevant information, so asbestos, manual handling, dermatitis, other skin conditions that can happen if you don't take care of yourself, the requirements in terms of high-vis jackets, gloves, helmet, goggles, steel toe cap boots, cargo trousers, that sort of stuff. I don't think cargo trousers is a requirement, but they do educate you on what you sort of need to know. Then essentially at the end of that day there's 1 exam. They'll make sure you pass that, inshallah. But then after that is a day 2 exam, which you're doing on a computer. Now this is the segment which I say that a lot of you guys are going to have to revise for, or you turn up to the center and you practice on their practice tests over and over again until they tell you when you're going to take the test. You'll be like, I'll take it after. Do that 7 to 8 goes, and inshallah you should sort of prepare what sort of answers to expect. But also on the email that they send you, they have like a workbook, and that should be sufficient. And let's get on to the next section. Now guys, once you receive your green card, then you apply to certain agencies. Don't apply to certain roles specifically because you won't be able to have that flexibility, but do work for agencies such as that of Anders Elite, Foresight. You can go check that up, inshallah. Usually I don't give that out, but again, go ensure you get yourself a job. And guys, what the role may entail is that you have to do the dirty work. And I know it's a lot of people don't like me mentioning this, but you do need to carry the blocks of wood upstairs, move plyboard, you know, take off the carpet. So it is very physically taxing, and that's the right words to use. But again, I'm going to emphasize over and over again, please look out for your own safety. Whenever I'm told to go to a location, it's because usually they do need more staff, or it's the case that the one before me had got injured. Now a lot of people, it's going to scare you guys off, but remember, safety comes first. A lot of people are there trying to be egomaniacs. I'm going to prove to the boss that I can lift off 75 kilos and carry that up the stairs and keep doing that for 6 to 7 hours. You're gonna be finished. Now remember, you can trip, you can fall, people can put things in places that you haven't seen, and there's, you know, tools there, everything's there. Like, you can get harmed. 50 to 70 kilos, some people may say, is light work. Lifting it one go, okay, maybe light work without a doubt, but lifting it 200-300 times a day, a'udhu billah, you know what I'm saying? So do watch out. Remember, safety does come first every time. Now guys, getting onto the positives of the job, apart from that of pay that we're going to get onto, is that the schedule is sometimes pretty good. Now you start work at 7 till 5, which means that you do get paid for roughly 9 hours. Some shifts some places they do cater for the 10-hour shift. So again, it does depend on how much you're working, but we're going to get onto that pay segment in a bit. Now getting onto that of the negative side, like I mentioned, there's a lot of vain people there, and there's a lot of risk to your health. So again, with asbestos, falling, tripping, tearing a meniscus if you're turning quick and you're carrying that of a heavy load. But again, do bear that in mind. Another thing is that, you know, sexual comments that some people make, not to other men but just in general, and they tell people to say stupid stuff and do stupid stuff. One case, and it's a little bit lewd, but I'm gonna let you guys know so you know what to expect. Apart from just swear words, they'll tell other men, here's a, you know, a pile of cement, put your finger in there. You know what I'm saying? Some people are so finished or lie, but nonetheless, let's carry on, inshallah. Now guys, one thing to also mention is that whenever you go into work, you're basically moving into the capital of Poland, because honestly, a lot of people speak Polish, and it's not a bad thing at all. It's just sometimes between English people and Polish people, there's a little bit of racial tension. It gets a little bit mad, you know what I'm saying? And me being a part of some of the only Asian people that are there, classify Arabs as Asian, but I don't know if that is the classification, the correct classification, or Somali and African, but there are a couple of Africans there. Now guys, we've gone on to the section that the vast majority of you guys have been waiting for. Don't lie to me, you probably skipped to the section as it is. Essentially, the pay for construction can range, it can go from £11 to £12.50. That's the usual rate. Now remember, you are working a 10 to potentially more hour shift or 8-hour shift, but the vast majority is from 7 till 5. Sometimes they can extend it to 7 to 7. Now this does mean that after tax you are looking, or before tax gross, you're looking at 120, but remember, you're going to be eating lunch, you're going to be looking after yourself because you need to eat well. You're looking at potentially 100 revenue sort of. Then after tax, we're looking at maybe 80 a day. Now if you're working 5 days a week, which is the standard style, then you're looking at £400 take home at the end of the week. However, if you are choosing to work on a Saturday as well, usually that open for that of a half day, you're looking at maybe 500, because the Saturday rates are usually a little bit higher, 500 a week. Now for a uni student, that's a lot. Without a doubt, that's 2k at the end of the year. At the end of the month, my math just went AWOL right there. So inshallah, it is definitely a job that a lot of you guys can maximize and try and 4.5k essentially in that summer period, June, July, August, and which is what I advise in that of the ebook that you can see to the left or the right. As I've put out essentially the game plan, essentially this whole video has been from that ebook, and there's still a lot more in there. There's also a job that I plan on applying to, so I would say go check that up if you are looking to have a very, very chill uni time and trying to pay off the loan. And there is also the book that I do mention, the No Riba ebook, that essentially talks about the online business that you should have alongside, just to sort of help you out, get 2 to 4k extra at the end of the year. But again, there is the breakdown in the first book. So remember, 4.5k, then you can borrow 1.5k from family. You're looking at a 2k depending on which uni you go to. So for example, QMUL, 1.7k bursary. Imperial give a 5k bursary, which is crazy, so you will be able to pay it off. And there's more tips that I do give within that of the book itself, and forget about you working outside summer. That is just money on top. So let's wrap up the video. So now guys, alhamdulillah, the video is now over, unfortunately. And I just wanted to say may Allah bless all of you guys who made it to the end of the video. And if you are trying super hard, then also there is that of a Telegram group link that should be in my third book that still hasn't come out. Maybe this is the 7th week, but I do send the jobs that I apply onto there. So inshallah ta'ala, I would say when that book comes out, do get it, because you know, I do send out jobs out. A lot of my friends that I do know that I do send live jobs to whilst I'm applying to them. So and so on and so forth, they send me jobs, and obviously Allah is Ar-Razaq, the one who provides. Wallahu khairur raziqeen. Comment down a surah that has that in there. But that being said, inshallah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace.